Somebody's going to do something with the money.
And you
And those are claim checks on the output of others, productivity of the world. You can redistribute it to places where it's needed more. And I am all for that. I just don't want to do it myself. I'd rather do what I'm doing.
In a world where banks are more dramatic than soap operas, it's time we had a heart-to-heart about where to stash your hard-earned cash. Remember the good old days when the biggest financial worry was whether your local ATM would have enough 20s on a Friday night? Well, things have changed, and the global banking landscape has morphed into a strange and uncertain beast. Let's dive into today's topic. But before we do, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen a lot of things go topsy-turvy. But one of the most unexpected turns of events has been the turbulence in the banking sector. We've all heard the stories. Major banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank folding faster than a poorly built origami swan. Let's look a few years back. The banking crisis of 2023 has left many people questioning, is my money really safe with banks? This sentiment was echoed strongly in March 2023, when depositors yanked more than $100 billion out of First Republic Bank. They were playing a high-stakes game of Jenga, and the tower was getting wobbly. You can almost hear the collective gasp as people feared the First Republic might be the next domino to fall in the banking crisis. But here's the kicker. The so-called safe havens, the banking industry stalwarts like Bank of America, HSBC, and CIHKY, may not be the financial sanctuaries we thought they were. Sure, they're raking in the dough and seem stable, but let's face it, their savings interest rates are about as inspiring as a ham sandwich without the ham. It's almost like they're taunting us. We're making heaps of money, and all you're getting is this lousy interest rate. So, where is the only safe place to keep your cash in 2025? Well, it is money market funds. These funds are like the superheroes of the financial world, swooping in to rescue your money from the jaws of banking uncertainty, and icing on the cake, they come with high interest. So, folks, we're witnessing a financial revolution. Money market funds are not just the new kid on the block. They're the new prom king of finance. And just like the prom king, they're popular, reliable, and have a lot of people vying for their attention. Now, I will dive into the nitty-gritty of money market funds. I'll cover everything you need to know about them and how you can jump on this high-interest bandwagon. I'll also spill the beans on how you can take advantage of them without any of the financial heartburn that's been making the rounds in the banking sector. After all, in these uncertain times, who wouldn't want their money in a place that's as safe as a lockbox and gives a return sweeter than honey? So, what brought about these so-called money market funds? Well, here it is. In the grand tapestry of financial history, money market funds emerged as a fascinating invention, a sort of financial Swiss Army knife, if you will. Their story begins in the 1970s, a decade known for its disco music, bell-bottoms, and, less fashionably, a labyrinthine network of regulations governing the financial industry. At this time, banks were forbidden by Regulation Q from paying interest on demand deposits. This led to an amusing irony where your money, just chilling in the bank, was about as productive as a lazy cat on a sunny afternoon. These didn't sit well with investors who, in their quest for returns, were essentially told, "Thanks for the money, pal, but don't expect it to work too hard." And this was how these two financial whizzes came in, Bruce R. Bent and Henry B. R. Brown, the financial world's answer to the problem faced then. In 1971, they introduced the first money market fund, the Reserve Fund. Their idea was simple. Create a fund that buys short-term, high-quality debt like treasury bills and commercial paper and passes the interest to the investors. And voila, money market funds were born, offering higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts and the convenience of check-writing privileges. Suddenly, money was no longer lazing around but was up and about, jogging on the treadmill of financial returns. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, money market funds grew in popularity faster than a teenager's TikTok followers. However, like any great narrative, there were bumps in the road. The 2008 financial crisis hit, causing one fund, the Reserve Primary Fund, to break the buck, a term as dreaded in the financial world as low battery is to smartphone users. This sent shockwaves through the industry, leading to tighter regulations to prevent future mishaps. Today, money market funds continue to play an essential role in the financial ecosystem, helping individuals, businesses, and governments manage their short-term cash needs. They've come a long way from their bell-bottom beginnings, proving that innovation always stays in style in finance, as in fashion. Now that we've taken a tour down the financial memory lane, understanding the history behind money market funds, let's pivot to the present and dive into what these funds are and how they work. It's like knowing how the sausage is made but with less meat and more monetary policy. In their essence, money market funds are like a special breed of mutual funds. Think of them as the golden retrievers of the investment world. They're friendly, reliable, and unlikely to run off chasing high-risk investments. These funds invest in short-term, high-quality debt securities, including treasury bills and commercial paper. The goal is to provide a safe harbor for your money, offering modest returns and maintaining a stable value, typically at $1 per share. The rate of return may not be enough to make your heart race, but it's usually enough to keep pace with inflation and, importantly, to keep your money safe. So, how do these funds work? Well, it's pretty simple. Money market funds pool together money from investors, you and me, and use this collective pool to buy a diverse range of short-term, high-quality investments. These funds then make their best impression of a diligent worker bee, buzzing around and collecting interest from these investments, which is then distributed back to the investors. Unlike that one friend who never pays you back, money market funds make a point of returning your investment plus interest. Now, just as there are different flavors of ice cream, there are also different types of money market funds. Let's take a scoop at each. Treasury money market funds. These funds invest primarily in U.S. Treasury bills and securities. They're like the vanilla ice cream of money market funds. Straightforward, reliable, and backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. Prime money market funds. Now we're getting into Neapolitan territory. These funds invest in a broader range of high-quality, short-term instruments, including commercial paper and repurchase agreements. They're called prime because they aim to offer a slightly higher yield, which comes with more risk. Municipal money market funds. These funds invest in short-term debt from municipalities and their agencies. Think of these as the mint chocolate chip flavor. Not everyone's cup of tea, but they can offer tax benefits that make them a sweet deal for some. Tax-exempt money market funds. These funds invest in securities exempt from federal income tax and, in some cases, state income tax. They're like the sugar-free ice cream option. They might not give the highest returns, but the tax benefits can make them an excellent choice for those looking to minimize their tax liability. Now, here's how you can take advantage of money market funds. Like any savvy adventurer, money market funds come prepared with a toolkit of advantages. For one, they're so highly liquid, which in financial speak means you can easily convert your investment back into cash. Think of it like a superhero with quick change power. No need to find a phone booth or alleyway. You can switch from investment mode back to cash mode with a snap of your fingers. This makes money market funds a great place to park your emergency fund or any other money you might need on short notice. Also, money market funds are generally considered low risk, especially compared to stock or bond investments. This makes them an excellent option for conservative investors or those whose stomachs churn at the thought of market volatility. It's like choosing a calm, scenic bike ride over downhill mountain biking. You might not get the adrenaline rush, but you'll also avoid the potential wipeouts. That being said, money market funds come with certain caveats, like any investment. Think of them as the small print or the "don't try this at home" warnings of the financial world. First, while they're low risk, they're not entirely risk-free. There's a slim chance that a money market fund could break the buck, meaning its net asset value falls below $1 per share. This is as rare as a blue moon, but it did happen during the 2008 financial crisis. So while you don't need to lie awake at night worrying about it, it's something to keep in mind. Second, the returns on money market funds, while steady, are typically lower than other investments like stocks or bonds. If you're trying to grow your wealth aggressively, relying solely on money market funds might be like trying to win a race on a tortoise. Slow and steady may win some races, but it's only sometimes the fastest route to financial growth. Now, onto some potential use cases of money market funds. These funds can be a handy tool for storing your emergency fund or any other cash you might need in the short term. Since they're highly liquid and relatively stable, you can sleep soundly, knowing your money is safe and easily accessible. Also, if you're saving for a short-term goal like a vacation or a down payment on a house, money market funds can provide a safe place to stash your cash while earning some interest. It's like a piggy bank that grows your savings without the hassle of finding a hammer when you're ready to withdraw. Lastly, money market funds can be a good option for diversifying your investment portfolio. In the world of investing, putting all your eggs in one basket is usually a no-no. Money market funds can counter riskier investments, like a responsible friend who holds your keys when you're on a night out. Here are some of the best money market funds in 2025. Vanguard Federal Money Market Fund, known for low expense ratios and investing in very safe U.S. government securities, a solid, reliable choice. Schwab Value Advantage Money Fund offers a bit more yield potential by including some corporate debt, but still maintains high liquidity. Fidelity Money Market Fund, another strong option with a focus on liquidity and competitive yields. J.P. Morgan Prime Money Market Fund, a large fund with a diversified portfolio of high-quality, short-term debt. So there you have it, folks. Money market funds are the only safe place to keep your cash in 2025. If you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, if you have any questions or contributions, kindly relay them to us in the comment section below. If you're concerned about your financial security and are thinking about investing, check out the first link in the description. It's the platform I use, Interactive Brokers. Click the link to learn more.